what has been the problem with the Hawks? Because y'all had one of the biggest moves of the offseason in DeJounte Murray. That was a huge move. But y'all a bottom feeder right now. What happened?
So
JALEN McDaniels is going to be a huge upgrade. He's offense. He's defense. He's someone we can have on the floor when we're playing the Bucks and we're playing the Celtics. And when Joel's getting arrested, our defense won't just go to hell. What's up, you guys? This is an Eastern Conference only recap. How the Eastern Conference was impacted by this trade deadline. First of all, we were talking about all the players, Eastern and Western Conference, that are having reunions. Spencer Dinwiddie going back to the Nets. D-Lo going back to the Lakers. You guys, Bruno Fernando going back to the Hawks. Who else went back to their team? Oh,
Spencer Dinwiddie.
I said that. Oh. John Wall going back to the Rockets. So it was a reunion for a lot of teams. It was a lot of second round picks getting thrown around.
It's a family reunion. We introduce.
It's not really a family reunion because these are all people that y'all got rid of that's not coming back. If it was fam, they wouldn't. Oh, and Gary Payton from the Lakers. The Lakers. Okay, but the biggest.
Oh, the Warriors in it.
Yeah, the Warriors. But the biggest thing is the Nets. The Nets was the biggest impact on the Eastern Conference as a whole. Mm-hmm. And everyone in the East benefited from Kevin Durant leaving the Nets. Everyone but the Nets.
Facts. I mean, when you lose a guy like Kevin Durant and also Kyrie Irving in the span of, 48 hours? No matter what you bring back, and the Nets did bring back some good pieces. Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges from the Suns trade. Then you get Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith from the Mavericks trade with Kyrie. You got some solid players if you're the Nets. However, they ain't KD and they ain't Kyrie. So they'll still be a playoff team, but instead of now being a title contender, you may get to the second round.
Well, are they even a playoff team? They have great pieces. Very good pieces, but they're all role players and bench players.
I think with the other thing we have to think about too is as far as whether or not they're a playoff team, their record that they already have and where they're already at. I think they've given themselves enough of a cushion to at least be a playoff team.
A play-in team. But I don't know because, Dylan, let's bring up the standings. The Nets, yes, they have put themselves in a cushion. They're the 5th seed right now. But again, the Nets with KD and Kyrie were going to be a problem for them. Whether I would have still had taken the Sixers in the 7-game series, I would have always took the Bucks and the Celtics in the 7-game series over the Nets. But they were going to be a problem for the Bucks. They would have been a problem for the Celtics. They would have been a problem for the Sixers. Now they're just going to be a pesky little team that,
Yeah, they just annoy you a little bit. They're buzzing in your ear.
Exactly. They're only going to impact the bottom feeders like the Hawks. Like the Raptors, they're going to drop.
Well, yeah, that's true. I didn't realize that they were only 2 games behind, or 2 games out of being in the play-in round, and they're only 5 games in front of the 5.5 games in front of the Atlanta Hawks. So they could drop depending on how well that team meshes and whatnot. They could drop. Now they did get deep by all the players that they got, and like I said, they'll be okay. But like you said, Mikal Bridges, role player. Cam Johnson, role player. Dinwiddie is a good player, but he's not. You don't want Spencer Dinwiddie being your number 1 option. Dorian Finney-Smith, role player. So I didn't realize that they were. I didn't realize that they were so close to being in the play-in.
And now teams like the Raptors, who are 10th right now, the Bulls, who are 9th, the Hawks, who are 8th, the Knicks, who are 7th, the Sixers, who are the 6th seed, which is the Heat right now, they all can outpace the Nets.
Yeah. The Miami Heat and the Knicks probably going to pass the Nets.
Will probably pass the Nets. They're now going to be fighting with the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Raptors. And yeah, so everyone in the East besides the Nets benefited from KD leaving because they're not a real threat anymore. They're going to be fighting that down below. Down below. Down below. But moving on, we have the 76ers. The 76ers, I wouldn't call us a title contender. I would call us a threat. I feel like
if y'all are playing at y'all's full
But
potential
with
at
the
the right
Celtics
time,
and Bucks, the Celtics and Bucks,
y'all could beat the Celtics and the Bucks. I feel like now it's gonna be tough, but I feel like y'all will give them a run for your money. I genuinely do feel that way. I think James Harden,
yeah, a run, which makes us a threat.
Yeah, y'all a threat. Y'all, I feel like
a title threat is just a little bit below title contender. Like you wouldn't put your money on the Sixers. You put your money on the Celtics. You put your money, but we are a threat. We are in contention.
That's true.
But I would say we're a threat for the title. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, when you break it down like that, I agree.
Yes, and now we added JALEN McDaniels, which the media and a lot of people want to downplay and say it's an okay move. This is a big move for the Sixers because, as we saw in the game last night against the Celtics, the Sixers bench is just disgusting. The last 2 games, the Celtics, those guys didn't even look like they knew each other when the bench came out.
Sandwich.
Against the Knicks, and we play the Knicks again tomorrow night. When we played the Knicks, we were everyone on the bench was in the negatives, including TYRESE Maxey.
Oh, he back?
Yeah, he's been back.
Oh,
he's just been coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
But my whole thing is JALEN McDaniels is going to be a huge upgrade. He's offense, he's defense. He's someone we can have on the floor when we're playing the Bucks and we're playing the Celtics, and when Joel's getting arrested, our defense won't just go to hell. We had nobody behind Tobias at power forward. We had nobody behind Tobias. Now there's somebody who we can maybe start with Tobias or just coming instantly off the bench. This is a huge move. Our starters were fine. It was just all about the bench. So I think people are missing that. He's physical. He's a pesky defender. Yes. He's going to help us offensively. All around a great move for the Sixers. And I think this really is going to elevate us, honestly, from title threat to title contender. Because like I said, now we have somebody who, when Joel is off the floor, when Tobias is off the floor, when James is off the floor, the drop off isn't going to be from Tobias to Niang.
Niang is okay. He's very streaky. He's just very streaky. He's not very consistent. But when he's on a heater though, he's good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that JALEN McDaniels is just overall a better option.
Yeah.
Offensively and defensively. Again, when we're looking at playing teams like the Celtics and the Bucks in the playoffs.
Yeah, because I mean that's really for y'all. That's where the games are going to be won and lost. If we go back to 2021 when we played each other, the Hawks and played the 76ers. I'm not just trying to bring up old stuff, making a point here. The games were won and lost when our bench, when y'all's bench came in and would blow any type of lead y'all had, or y'all would get down worse than y'all already were. That hopefully doesn't happen now.
It won't.
With TYRESE Maxey, with now JALEN McDaniels coming in, and hopefully they can carry the slack and lift the team up and keep them at least afloat until them starters get their breathing. They're ready to come back in.
So, okay, we got the Nets now, the Sixers. The Bucks added Jay Crowder, just a really good depth piece for the Bucks. Not a team that really needed anything, but you can always use depth.
So, because Jay Crowder was a part of the Nets deal.
The Phoenix, yeah.
And so the Nets traded him to the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
For who?
Probably 5 second-round picks.
No.
I'm saying everybody was getting paid for hella second-round picks.
Right.
But Jay Crowder to the Bucks, that's just going to be a good depth move. You know, you can never have too much depth.
Never have too much shooting. Never have too much defense.
Exactly. And then the Celtics also, they added Mike Muscala. Again, big man depth, especially with all their injuries they have with Robert Williams. They just have a lot of injuries, so just adding some depth.
Mike Muscala, former Atlanta Hawk.
You say that like it means something. So again, the rich getting just a little bit richer, and the Celtics and the Bucks adding their depth pieces. Now, when we look at a team like the Hawks, who y'all have a lot of talent. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray,
John Collins.
And again, this is going to be on my channel from people that don't follow the Hawks like that. What has been the problem with the Hawks? Because y'all had one of the biggest moves of the offseason in DeJounte Murray. That was a huge move. But y'all a bottom feeder right now. What happened?
So, a couple of things have been happening. One, DeJounte and Trae took a little time adjusting to each other. We knew that was going to happen. Two, at times, the Atlanta Hawks, they have so much talent, but the ball sticks too much. Sometimes the ball sticks in Trae Young's hands too much, trying to do too much, trying to play hero ball. Another thing that has happened, the injuries. Clint Capella was out for a while, and he's a huge part of what we do. He's a huge part of our defense. He's our rim protector, our best rim protector, one of our best defenders. Clint Capella was out for a while. We really, really missed him. We were dreadful without Clint Capella. Another thing.
Respectfully, everyone has injuries.
No, I know that.
I know you're not making excuses.
No,
I'm not saying you're making excuses.
No,
but
I'm not. I'm just saying what's been a part of it.
Yeah, and then y'all also had coaching drama.
And we still got coaching drama.
And
we still
superstar
got
drama with Trey.
And we still got superstar drama. We still got all that drama. The biggest thing for the Atlanta Hawks is we don't have quite enough rebounding, quite enough size, quite enough shooting. And we got that all kind of in one with Sadiq Bay. He's not going to be an elite rim protector, but he's going to be a better defender. He's going to be a better shooter, shooting 34% from the three-point line. He's going to be a better perimeter defender for us, which is something we needed. Going to be a better shooter for us, which is something we needed. So we kind of are, my thinking is if we insert him in where Jalen Johnson was getting minutes, Jalen Johnson, very athletic, very good, solid defender, but can't shoot the broadside of a barn. He's going to help. Sadiq Bay is going to keep that same defense, keep that same athleticism, but he's going to bring more scoring than Jalen Johnson was bringing. So that's going to help us out there. And really now for the Atlanta Hawks, just about consistency. Moving the ball, doing a better job at rebounding the basketball, better defending. And
well, let me ask you this straight up question.
Yeah.
Where does Sadiq Bay, we talked about where everybody else moves with their moves. Bucks and Celtics stay healthy at the top, adding depth. Sixers move up, helping their bench strongly. The Nets got sucked, done. What does Sadiq Bay, is he a needle mover?
Yes, not a huge needle mover, but he is needle mover because he does make our second unit incredibly better. Like I said, we had Jalen Johnson in there who was y'all's equivalent to Matisse Thybulle. Good defender, athletic. He wasn't quite as good defender as Matisse Thybulle was, but just like Matisse Thybulle could not shoot for Nathan. I mean, they were leaving him open for a reason. And they were literally leaving him open. So he's going to now make teams respect that wing shooter that where Jalen Johnson was going to be. Sadiq Bay is going to be there now, and he's going to make other teams respect him. So hopefully that helps the ball movement, that helps the spreading of the floor. So now when DeJounte Murray is out there with the second unit, he can operate a little bit better with a little more spacing, and the opponent has to account for one more player, at least on the offensive side of the ball, when they didn't have to do that with Jalen Johnson. Also, just to wrap up the Hawks point, I feel like this gets us this lifts us to at least getting, I believe out now, out the play-in.
I was going to ask you that. So it's funny because when somebody tweeted, it was like, after they tweeted Sadiq Bay, y'all were getting Sadiq Bay, they were like, Bay is traded for, and I just saw Bay. I thought it was Beyonce. I'm talking about something, what? All I saw was Bay traded for. I'm like, huh? Okay, so we got those down. Other move, Knicks, who they've been solid. I mean, they had their big move this offseason getting Jalen Brunson. Right. He's been fitting in really well for the Knicks, but we knew Jalen Brunson wasn't going to take the Knicks to title contention. But, keeping them a solid middle of the pack team. Right. They added Josh Hart. Nice depth piece. But again, can't see the Knicks still aren't moving up to a threat to Sixers, Bucks, Celtics.
As far as I'm concerned, we still the Knicks' father.
We'll find out as the season rolls on. I think y'all play February 15th. Raptors, the little pesky Raptors. They're in 10th place right now. They just added Jacob Pirtle. A center. We know they've been missing like a true big man for a long time. So they add him. Really good defender, rebounder, rim protector. Again, they're in 10th place right now. So this might help lift them out the play-in. And we know playoff Raptors, they're always going to give you a hard time. They have a lot of good pieces. But still feel like no real threat to the top dogs.
Nah, I mean, it helps them get better defensively where they already were pretty good defensively. And again, gives them a solid rebounder, solid rim protector. And that's what they have been needing for some seasons now, that true big man. So they finally got that, so that'll help. But still, I think they're a little challenged offensively. So we'll see where it lands, and maybe it gets them up a few spots.
Yeah, so this was just a recap of the Eastern Conference. We went in depth a little bit on the Sixers and the Hawks, of course. But, I mean, wow, this NBA trade deadline was crazy. The The Lakers making all their moves. The Warriors getting stronger. I mean, all this shit ain't gonna matter because once we get to the playoffs, if Steph and Clay shooting lights out, it's over for everyone anyway.
It's over for the league anyway.
The Lakers made a lot of moves. The Warriors made a lot of moves.
Lakers got a lot better.
The Clippers made a lot of moves.
Clippers got better.
But this is Eastern Conference recap. Make sure you guys like this video, leave a comment, subscribe. Yeah. Bye.